Good morning, everybody. It's Pat here from Altitude Tech Life. Just wanted to give an update on the Starlink Mini and how it performed while driving through the mountains of Colorado. This is an update to the other video I made about installing the Starlink Mini in the Hummer EV, and everyone has requested some performance videos of it, so this is that video here. First, the Starlink Mini performed flawlessly while driving through the mountains. It did an amazing job staying connected the entire time. In fact, I couldn't tell when it did disconnect other than when we were driving through the Eisenhower Tunnel, which made sense given that we are inside a mountain. But other than that, it stayed connected. And one thing that I noticed that really impressed me was actually the performance of the truck while it was connected to the Starlink Mini. Now, I don't know if this is factual or not, but what I can tell you is that my Super Cruise did not disconnect once while driving up into the mountains. Normally, when I drive up I-70 from the Denver area to the ski resorts, I get a disconnect something around maybe 2 to 4, 5 times during the drive. And yes, it's only for a few seconds, but it'll disconnect. It'll say no road information or Super Cruise unavailable. And I've had the truck into the shop many times to diagnose that problem. And this was my test because I have a theory that for some reason my truck is dependent on the cellular connection for Super Cruise to be working, even though it's also my understanding that that connection is only to update the mapping module for Super Cruise. What I can tell you is that with the Starlink Mini and the running and the truck being connected to the Starlink Mini, that Super Cruise did not disconnect once. There was not once a message saying Super Cruise unavailable, no road information. None of those messages happened while we were driving up. So that kind of reinforces my theory that my truck at least is dependent on the internet connection for reliable Super Cruise operation. The nice thing is that I'm probably going to leave the Starlink Mini installed most of the time when we go traveling or when we go up to the mountains, because cell phone reception in the mountains can be spotty anyways. Some of you have commented on why would you need Starlink Mini when you have a built-in cellular connection to the truck. Well, if anyone has a cell phone, you know that in certain areas of the country, your cell phone won't work properly. Colorado is absolutely one of those areas. Even on a major highway like I-70, cellular connection can be spotty at times. So it was really impressive seeing how not just the truck performed with the Super Cruise, but how the Starlink Mini stayed connected. Once we got up to the resort and we parked, the other thing that was really nice was we had an amazing connection and we were able to do some video calls. I was able to work a little bit while I was up there in the morning since this was a Friday. And it was a fantastic experience using the system. If anyone's looking for an option for internet connectivity while using the Hummer EV, I have links below in the description of the setup. I also have a referral code for Starlink Mini, which will get you, I believe, a month free of Starlink Mini if you use that code. Not 100% sure how it works, but go ahead and click on it and give it a shot, as well as the instructions on how to set it up, and also a link to the video for that as well. So in short, Starlink Mini through the mountains is definitely a go. No issues whatsoever. One other thing that I want to add in here is you'll notice that the efficiency on this drive was super low. Since we went up on a Friday, there was no ski traffic and traffic was moving like crazy. It was also minus 11 degrees out by the time we got to the ski resort. So definitely had an impact on performance. Plus the wind was 20, 30 miles an hour in our face most of the time too. So that didn't help. But in general, super impressed with how the system performed, auto lane changes. Absolutely love the Hummer EV and Starlink Mini. So if anyone's looking for a fantastic setup, again, check out the description below. But other than that, we'll talk to you next time.